So look, we're getting to this today, and what we're going to talk about today is letting go of the past and embracing future changes. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So many of us, and me included at times, are either living in the past or we're worrying about the future. And so neither of those things exist in reality. When we think about our past, it's not exactly as it was because our memory is 100%. And what we remember about the past will be affected by the emotion we were feeling at the time. I think I did this research once where they asked 3 people who had witnessed a car crash. And each of them had a different story depending on what emotional state they were in at the time when they saw the crash. So our memory and how we remember things from the past are affected by our emotion we're feeling at the time. So the past, if you like, is a vacuum. It's a void that stretches back to the Big Bang. Even what I've just said is now in that void. So if we're worrying about what we could have done or should have done or would have done, it's absolutely no point. We have to bring ourselves back into this moment. And if we're worrying about the future can only be imagined because it hasn't happened yet. So once we recognize that when we're worrying about the future, at this point in time, it's just our imagination. We can remind ourselves to imagine the best outcome. So either way, it's not real. So this is really one of the students put this to my creating the Body Health and Happiness group. And she suggested this kind of topic. And it's really about embracing more than letting go of the past, which we're going to do anyway, but embracing the future changes, because we don't know, what's going to happen. We just don't know. And we can worry about it, or we can live in this moment and make the most of every moment, which is what we want to do. We do have to plan, don't get me wrong. You know, if you want to achieve things, you have to make a plan. But recognize that there's never a straight line when we come to achieving our goals. It's never a straight line. One of my favorite quotes is by a guy, I think it was Zig Ziglar who said it. He says, it's not the blowing of the wind that determines our destination, but the setting of the sail. And if any of you ever sailed, you know what I mean by this. The wind's never constant, unless you're living somewhere like in Hawaii, which I've never been to yet. But, you know, who knows? I might win the lottery and I'll disappear. But, you know, but for most of us, if you're sailing in England or in Europe, the wind changes all the time. And so you have to tack. They call it tacking. Sometimes you're sailing almost away from where you want to go, so you can get back to where you want to be. So it's almost like this kind of sailing when you're going in that direction. It's very rare that you go in a straight direction. And it's the same in our lives. We can set our destination, but we have to be prepared to embrace the changes all the time. And if we do that, then we'll get where we're going to go. If we're fighting against that, we're always going to lose. So that's what this is about today. It's really just about letting go of the past. I want you to think of anything that still spikes you when you think about it, something that maybe hurt you, something that maybe it still embarrasses when you think about it. But think about that thing, because today we're going to let it go. Now, some of you are therapists, and a lot of you have heard about regression work, you know, and some of you might be regression therapists. Personally, this is just personally, and as I say, everything I say is only my opinion for what it's worth. My thinking is that there's no point in staring at the past. Some years ago, I lived across the road from a guy. He was a young guy, he had his own taxi company. I say that, he had one cab. But he was telling me one day that when he was in his teens, he nearly lost himself to alcohol and drugs. But he started at this karate club, and this guy at the karate club kind of pulled him out of himself and gave him some other reason to be fit and well. And one day he said, I was telling my karate teacher about my past. And he said, and this is what I love about this quote, what this karate teacher said. He said, look, it's okay to look back, but glance, don't stare. Most therapies are focused on why we are like we are, what created this problem, and why we're feeling like we're feeling. And for me, that might be interesting, but it's really no consequence because you can't do anything about it. We learn from it, we get strength from it, but there's no point in keep staring at it and wishing it had been different. So today, and I'm going to ask you to embrace this, I'm going to take you back to the very first moment that relates to whatever it is that's bugging you from the past still. Now, I want you to be brave about it. This is the difference between the way I work and the way regression therapists work. We're not going to regress you back to however old you were when you made that decision or that thing happened to you. You're going to go back as you are now, with all the strength you have now, as an adult, as a man, as a woman, as a mother, but all the understandings and strengths you've learned over these years, because you are not the same person. We are evolving all the time. Yeah, we're evolving. I was looking to see if we're recording. I said revolving there instead of evolving. We're evolving all the time. You're not the same person you were a week ago, and you're definitely not the same person you were 20 years ago. And yet most of us are running on old programming, things we decided to do in a much less informed state. The sad part about us as human beings, if you like, is that most of our beliefs, who we are, what we can, what we cannot achieve, most of those beliefs, and here's the sad part about it, were created by a child under 7. You would not have a 4-year-old boy making a lifelong decision about whether you're good or bad. You would not have a 5-year-old girl making a decision about what you're capable of or not capable of. But most of the beliefs we're living with were created by a child under 7. So at some point today, it doesn't mean you're going to go back before 7 years old. We're going to do this in 2 or 3 minutes. So it's not like we're going to drag you back for all that rubbish. You're going to go back to the very first moment that relates to what it is that still bugs you from the past. You're going to look at it from where you are now, with all the strength, the understanding you have now. We're going to look at it again. We're going to reassess it, review it, reassess it, take any learnings from it, because with every event, there are some learnings. Take the learnings and then let go of the emotion that's attached, whatever that emotion was. And that's going to happen in 2 or 3 minutes. It's not we're going to be wallowing in it from ages, right? And then we're going to go out into the future. We're going to project into the future to a time when you've created the life you want, created the body you want, created the health you want. And you're going to look at that. And then, it's a lot of looking, then you're going to look back to now and recognize all the things you did along the way that led to creating that goal you want. And then we're going to ask your unconscious mind to make that happen for you. You now know, because we've been doing this for some weeks and months, how powerful your mind is over your body. I've said this to you before, and if you haven't experienced it, I'm going to ask you to experience this now. I want you all just do this. Put your right arm out in front of you about shoulder height. And look at me in a camera and think about the people you love, people that love you, whether that's your child, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your friend. But think about that person now. Feel that love they feel for you. And as you feel that love, I want you to notice that arm's hanging all by itself. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. And when you realize there's nothing you can do about it, I want you to try and get it down and find it goes even higher. I don't want you to pretend. Push as hard as you can now and find it goes even higher. Put some effort in. Come on, you're strong people. The harder you try and get an arm down, all right, it's going to go. Are you hypnotized? Are you in a trance? Why can't you get your arms down? I'm going to click my finger. Your arm will drift down. When it drifts down, your eyes will close for a split second. When they open, you'll have a new understanding about the power of your mind over your body and just how loved you are. You know, we think we have control over our bodies. We think it's our hand that's going out and picking up the biscuit. We think it's our hand that's picking up that cigarette. And we think it's just happening to us. We don't realize the power of our mind over our body. But you're going to get an insight in this today. And you're going to find, look at anything, you don't have to do it. If you haven't got anything from the past you want to be free of, that's fine. Just enjoy the hypnosis. If you want to do this, I'm asking you to do this for yourself today. It's totally painless. You might feel a bit of an emotion, but be brave, because this is the last time this is going to affect you. And then we're going to go out into the future, see yourself out there. We're going to get you to understand that you're more than just your body. We think this is it, but you're more than just your body, and get a sense of exactly your worth and your value. And when that happens, I promise you, you're going to have a feeling of freedom. You're going to take into the weekend and beyond, as they say on Star Trek. Right, so if you're ready to do this and let go of anything from the past that you want to be free of, and embrace the future changes in your life, and do it, treat those imposters with the same feelings, you know, whether it's good or bad. No, as I said, the same wind blows on all of us. It's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destination, but the setting of the sail. Okay, are you ready to be hypnotized? Yes? You can see some of you already getting into position. Okay, look on this as total timeout, and understand that while we're together, you're all that matters to me. You know, I want you to be happy and I want you to be well, okay? So what I'd like you to do is this. When you're ready to do this, are you okay there, Judith? Yeah, I know she disappeared. You there, all right? Okay. I want you to be comfortable. Look, Blanca's already gone, look. She can't wait. She's a proper hypno junkie. You're going to have to come and see me about overcoming your hypno junkiness. Right, okay. When you're ready to do this, take a deep breath in. Hold it for a second. And as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close, only as quickly as you're ready to make these changes. And I'm going to take you into the most powerful autogenic trance state. I'm going to say some words, and I want you just to repeat these words to yourself. Aim them at yourself, even if at first you don't experience it, because in a moment you will. So as I say these words, I want you to just repeat them to yourself and aim them at yourself. I am completely calm and relaxed. I am completely calm and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My right arm is heavy and relaxed. My right arm is heavy and relaxed. My right arm is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My left arm is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My right leg is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My left leg is heavy and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. My mind and body are completely calm and relaxed. And now as you drift deeper, deeper down into that wonderful trance state, less and less aware of yourself as a physical being, but totally aware of yourself as a mind. In a moment, you can have the most incredible experience of freedom and liberation. Because in a moment, the essence of who you are, that intangible part of a human being, the passenger, the observer in that physical form, is going to separate from your body completely. And it will be the most incredible feeling of liberation and freedom. Get a sense of that happening now, just drifting up out of your body and leaving your body in that chair. And I want you just for a moment to look back at that body in that chair and show it some appreciation. How incredible are you? And understanding that your body and your mind are the most incredible creation in the known universe. You are unique. In the history of mankind, there has never been another you. How incredible are you? Get a sense of drifting further and further away from your body. I want you to notice as you drift away from your body that the essence of who you are is ageless. The essence of who you are is infinite. And nothing that happens to your body in that chair can touch you. And understanding you're not your body. You're not even your name because that was given to you. And that whatever you thought you were, you are so much more than that. And as you drift further and further away now, my voice, my words are going to drift with you to become a part of your experience. Every word I say now takes you deeper and deeper into the most profound state of hypnosis. Get a sense of that happening, just drifting down into that space of bliss. Imagine it's happening automatically. There's nothing you can do about that. Nothing bothers or affects you. Nothing disturbs you. And as you drift into that space, my voice, my words drift with you to become a part of your experience now. And every word I say takes you even deeper. And just when you think you've reached the ultimate space of trance, hypnosis, and bliss, my voice, my words are going to take you 10 times deeper. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Every word I say doubles that feeling, and everything I say now is your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon at a molecular, cellular, neurological levels, now your reality. You have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind, the back of the mind, the intuitive, instinctive part of your being, can continue to hear, to understand and respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. That's right. Letting go even of the effort it takes to make the effort that it might take. To tell the exact position of arms, legs, or the entire body now that seems to drift through time and space. That wonderful free floating place of effortless relaxation and letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time, in their own ways. You drift as a mind. And that mind drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Get a sense of yourself out there, creating the life that you want, the health you want, the happiness you want, the body you want. Let go of every negative, limiting belief that was ever placed on you. And get a sense of yourself out there living the life that you want. I want you to notice the way you move, the way you breathe. That's right. Go and step into that future self. Feel into it. Get a sense of that now. And ask this question: how much fun is it to create the life you want, to create the health you want? How much fun can you make it? How important is it for you? Because now you know how good you're going to feel. Everything about your nature is inclined toward making it happen. You are love, and you are loved, and you are loving. Get a sense of that, because that is who you are. The essence of who you are is pure light, pure love, pure joy. For a moment, I want you to have the pleasure of going back to maybe 3 months old. Go back to that beautiful child that you were. 2 months, 3 months old, when all you wanted was to be held, loved, fed, looked after. Just pure joy and love and light. Get a sense of that now. Remember, some part of your mind, you can remember how it felt to just be held and loved and looked after and fed. Get a sense of that now, because that is the essence of who you are. The natural intelligence that you were born with, that every living thing on this planet has, that just knows what to do to thrive. Get a sense of that now, because that is who you are. The core of your being is pure light, pure love, and pure joy. Get a sense of drifting once again, further and further away from that body in the chair. That chair you're in is a time machine. In a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers, and that sound is going to take you, that chair is going to take you back to the very first moment that relates to that thing you'd love to feel differently about. You're going back with all the understandings you have now, from the evolved person you are now, the strength, the understandings you have now. You're going to go back to that very first moment. Knowing you survived it, I want you to be brave. This is the last time it's ever going to affect you, so be brave. As I snap my fingers, that chair is going to get you sucked back through time, back to that very first moment. You're going to look at it again from where you are now, with the strength, the understanding, and knowing you survived it. You're going to look at it again, you're going to reassess it, you're going to reevaluate it, and then we're going to let go of that emotion. Get ready. Be brave. It's the last time it's ever going to affect you. You can see that younger you just about to go through that experience for you for the very first time. You remember where you were, remember you were with. Drop down beside that younger you with all the understanding strength you have now. Put your arm around that younger you and walk them through it. And tell them everything they need to know to be the best person they can be. Tell them how beautiful they are. Tell them how incredible they are. Tell them that they are loved and they are loved and they are loving. Tell that younger you everything they need to know to be the best person they can be. Take any strengths and learnings from that experience, knowing what you know now. Take any strengths and learnings and store them in that part of your mind. Now, when you're ready to free yourself and free that younger you forever, I want you to give that younger you a hug. I want you to thank them for going through that experience. I want you to tell them how incredible they are and tell them you survived it. And then give them that hug and say goodbye. Do it now. Be brave. It's the last time it's going to affect you. Give them a hug. Say goodbye. Now step over that line into your future. Turn around and see that younger you with a smile on their face, waving goodbye as you free them forever. Now close that door behind you. Do it now. Now I'd like your unconscious mind to allow you to drift back into your body, go even deeper into hypnosis, but only as quickly as you can reevaluate every subsequent event that led to this moment in time. Every subsequent event that was affected by that moment in time, reevaluate it, reassess it, let go of it, and drop into your body, go 10 times deeper into hypnosis. That's right, 10 times deeper into that space of total bliss where you have access to all your powers, all your strengths, all your inner abilities. Take that, do it now. That's right. And once again, drift up out of your body and go further and further, even further this time, drifting away from this planet so you can look back at this beautiful blue planet we're on. See the whites of the clouds, the whites of the mountaintops, the greens of the forest, the blue of the ocean as that planet spins through time and space. How incredible is it? And notice as you look at the earth from so far off, your perspective changes. And things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard or difficult to overcome no longer have any power over you. And understanding that on that planet, with all those people, you are unique. You are incredible. Now in your mind's eye, see a target, a giant target, like an archery target between you and that planet. See the colored band, see the very center. Now in the center of that target is every positive emotion you've ever felt. Love, joy, happiness, pleasure, passion, kindness. Every positive emotion you've ever experienced is in the center of that target. In a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you'll be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target and straight out the other side into a space of total bliss. But as you go through the target, your mind and body are going to be flooded with the most intense, wonderful feelings of love and joy and happiness, pleasure, kindness. Every wonderful feeling you've ever experienced in your life, your body's going to experience in a split second. So get ready. It's going to be the most intense, wonderful feeling. Get ready. And now you're out the other side, drifting in that space. Feel your body flooded with that feeling. Once again, see the faces of the people you love, people that love you. See those smiles, feel that love now. Now feel that love like a burning hot sun in the summer sky. Shrink it down to a white hot nuclear powered ball of light as big as a golf ball. Pull it into your heart center and feel your heart expanding with that wonderful feeling of love. And notice as your body's flooded with that feeling of love and joy and kindness and happiness, that every doubt has gone from your mind. Every ounce of anxiety and stress has gone from your body because it cannot coexist in your body and mind with that feeling of love and joy and kindness. Because you are love and you are loved and you are loving. And now you're in that space. I want you to get that experience once again of an unconditional self-love. Know it's okay to love yourself. Knowing that when you love yourself, you're always loved. It doesn't matter what's going on outside you. Get a feeling of unconditional self-love and know it's okay to feel that because you are worthy of it. You are loved, you are loved, you are loving. Get a sense of that now. Feel into it. And as you do that and understand it, you can embrace the future no matter what. Knowing you have all the strength you need, all the love you need, all the natural intelligence you need. And understanding that no matter what happens to your physical body, nothing can touch the essence of who you are. And the essence of who you are is pure light, pure joy, pure love. Get a sense of that now. Free of the past, free of every negative, limiting belief. Free to be. Go over it with your unconscious, soften as you need to know that you are free of the past and you have all the strength, understanding, intelligence to embrace whatever future changes come your way. And understanding it's not the blowing of the wind that determines our destination, but the setting of the sail. How incredible is it to be able to make those changes? Think of all the wonderful things you've achieved so far. People you've helped with your kindness, your love, your brilliance. Just for a moment, feel into that. Get a sense of it now. You're going to take that wonderful feeling into everything that you do. Go with your unconscious often as you need to know that you're free. Only when the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes at a molecular, cellular, neurological level, and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Because it may be interesting to know that in that relaxed, drifting state of mind, where those thoughts drift by like dreams, and some enter the mind, some drift through the mind, some are left behind to be used later on. Others are remembered or seem to be remembered at first, but then become more and more distant, forgotten over time. And this entire experience may seem so far away, like a dream you had. As the unconscious mind protects the conscious mind and leaves those things behind, forgotten, but remembered too. Time changes too, so you'll know what a trance it's been. When you begin to know that what seemed to be a long time turned out to be a short time, what seemed a short time was really no time at all. So go with your unconscious often as you need to. See that younger you with a smile on their face waving goodbye. How incredible is it to be free? In a moment, I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, your mind and body will act upon. On 8, your eyes will open. You will feel incredible because you are incredible. And on 10, that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of freedom, is going to grow stronger day by day. Imagine it's happened. There's nothing you can do about that. Even at first, you have to pretend it's something that's said to you, something that's done to you. You just cannot feel that anxiety. The harder you try and remember what it felt like, the further away it goes. Replaced by a lightness of being, a feeling of unconditional self-love, and a feeling of joy you're going to take into everything you do. So get ready as I count to 10. On 8, your eyes will open. You will feel wonderful. And on 10, that feeling of freedom is going to grow stronger day by day. As you continue to help people around you with your understanding, your kindness, and embrace whatever changes the future give us. 1, being absolutely wonderful. 2, to create the life you want, do it brilliantly. 3, a feeling of freedom from every irrational thought that ever held you back, every limitation. 4, feel a force of that love and energy flooding your body and mind. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. Nice to see you, Sarah. Hope you've been well.
Yes, very well indeed, thank you.
Jolly good.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, and very nice to be with you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Jerry's in the stars, and Doreen and Chris are in outer space. So we're all aliens here. So anyway, look, it's been great. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful weekend.
Thanks, Freddy.
Remember,
Thank you, Freddy.
You are loved and you are loving. Take that feeling to everything you do. Treat yourself with the kindness you treat others. All right, I'll see you all again soon.
Thanks,
Freddy.
Freddy.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.
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 Thanks, everyone.
Yes, Sarah.
Thank you. Hello, Michael.
Thanks, Amanda.